Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're in the beautiful Sipsey Wilderness in northern Alabama. We're here for a special New Year's Eve hiking trip. So my first time being out here, but I can already tell, man, I couldn't pick a better spot to bring in 2025 than right here. The amount of waterfalls that we've seen just on the first 100 yards of the trail, if that's any indicator what we're in for, it's going to be a pretty special trip. So most of the trail has actually been following the Sipsey River, or at least this part of the 200's been following the Sipsey, and it has been absolutely gorgeous. I mean, we're pretty much hugging the river the entire way. Get a little bit of elevation gain or loss, but you just constantly see these waterfalls, typically from the bluffs like you see behind me, that turn into tributaries and end up leading down in here into the river. So it's been a beautiful hike. So the original plan was actually to hike down the 200 about, I don't know, a fifth of a mile, and then cross over to the 209. And that was going to be the first leg of the trip. However, I get here at the junction of the 200 and 209, and I realize that it's not going to work. I'd have to actually cross the river, which is pretty deep right now. I would get completely wet, my gear would get completely wet, and I certainly didn't come prepared for that. And with the temperatures getting down into the 20s and 30s at night, that's just dangerous. It's not something that I can do. So it's okay. We'll switch it up. We'll find a new route. I did speak with a couple folks who were hiking by, who've done this trail before. The last time they did this trail in the summer, you could actually cross the river more or less without getting wet. It was more of a trickle. And then the ladder that you can see now it's covered up by about 4 feet of water. So you can see a piece of the ladder sticking up right now that you climb up to get to the other side of the trail, to the 209. But there's about 4 feet of water right there that gets a little bit deeper in the middle. So that's not going to work. I can't have my gear getting wet, can't have my quilt getting wet. So we'll pivot. We'll just head down the 200, find a good campsite down there, and see what we can do. So with all of the route changes and issues yesterday, I didn't actually make it to the new camp until about 30 minutes before sunset. So I was able to get the shelter set up, get my tarp set up, get the tent set up, get the bear bag hung. Got that done pretty quickly, the darkness, but it ended up getting dark. So I wasn't able to film much last night. That was okay. I showed a little bit this morning of the river. So where I ended up camping was actually at a junction between the two rivers. So I took a look at the map to see what alternate routes I could go. And it looks like I can continue on down 200 and possibly cross over to the 204. It does look like there's another river crossing over there. Maybe I'll get lucky and there'll be a footbridge or some rocks that I can hop across, or who knows, maybe the water will be lower over there and I can just cross. We'll check it out, because that's really the only other option that I have without just leaving and starting from a different trailhead. So it turns out both ends of the 200 do end up in river crossings. So I wasn't able to cross over to the 207, wasn't able to do the original planned loop trail even reverse, but that's okay. Glad I got down here, but we'll see what other trails that we can find.